You my only hope. What am I gonna do? John G TV. Oh, yeah. Welcome back to Gear Chat. Welcome back to Gear Chat University. Ding. Every week I tune in to Gear Chat. You. I don't know what I would do about that. Every week I tune in to Gear Chat. You. I don't know what I would do about that. Every week I tune in to Gear Chat. Every week I tune in to Gear Chat. Turning around the mic this time. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Let's see if we can rig this mic up. See if I can John G rig the mic. Alright, welcome back to Gear Chat University. I am John G, the El Capitan. What you got for us this week, John G? What you got for us this week? Check this out. So, today I would like to talk to you. It's not even about a piece of gear, per se. I want to actually run my giblets for as long as I can hear myself talk. I want to talk to you today about teenage engineering. Why teenage engineering, John? Alright, let's calm this down. The reason why I want to talk to you today about teenage engineering, a lot of thoughts running through my mind. Just about the company itself and like what they're doing. I never heard of this company prior to the OP1. I don't know who these people are. And they came into the game, as far as I know. I'm just talking, speaking for my knowledge and my awareness, if you will. So as far as I'm concerned, they came into the game with this OP1. And when I first saw it, I looked at it very confused. I didn't understand what it was. And what made me just so baffled by it was the price. This $850 price tag they had on it. I'm looking at it like, what is this? And I rolled it off because it wasn't making sense to me. I'm looking at cows and shit on the fucking screen. Like, what is this? Like, okay. So then I immediately ditched it. Now, this was a time basically for me that I was coming back. I was re-entering the music world, the gear world, because I had taken a hiatus for some years. And I came back, and when I came back, I'm looking at all these gears. This was when the basically when I came back, Native Instruments. I don't know who they were, but they came out and they had this thing called the machine. And I'm like, all right, do I want a machine? I'm looking at all this stuff. I'm like, man, one thing for certain, the sounds that Native Instruments has, their sounds is official. That complete package, like if you get that, you're winning. It's complete. Just how they say it. So when I came back, this OP1 thing was there. The beat thing, it was the beat thing, the OP1, The vocals had just come out. It was like the first 3 vocals. It was the keys, the bass, and the beats had came out. The TR8, the whole area line had just came out. So it was a lot of TR8, you know, talk. Did it sound, you know, I remember coming back, like watching a lot of videos, trying to figure if it sounded enough like the original. The beat thing, which is ultimately what I ended up getting, because I bought that Roland, the SP404, bought that, got it, couldn't understand it because it wasn't it didn't groove box the way I know how to groove box. I sent it back, but there were some things about it that I liked, and I later repurchased it. There was things about it that I did like, that it did sonically that nothing else that I own that I heard can do with the effects on it. That's why I had to get it. It was the following year, I think, I actually reordered it. But so going back to the OP1, like again, I don't know who Teenage Engineering was. They were new, completely new to, you know, me, but I saw this device. I'm like, yeah, whatever. So months down the line, now I'm in it now. I done bought the 3 vocals. At this point, I got the beat thing. I bought the beat thing first, and I bought some vocals. I'm trying to think what I want to say. I remember the Sub 37 had just come out around that time, because I remember thinking, man, this price isn't that bad. Like, I want to say I paid more for my Motif years ago. The Motif 6, you know, back when all keyboards were 17, 18 too. Like, it's just what it was. You know, that's why you see me so giddy about gear. For those that don't know, the reason why I'm so giddy about gear is because I remember a day when everything was just through the roof. There was no gear under $500. Nothing. And at the time, I remember buying my Korg, my beloved Korg ESX, the red one, which is the sampler. Man, I love that sampler. That was my first sampler. That is my MPC. I've said that several times. Back when everybody was having their MPCs. Well, this was my MPC. And so at this time, I think I bought it. It was like $600. Probably the cheapest thing that was out. Along with this, I was, you know, all in the magazines, you know. And they had the ASR10 with the pads on it. Y'all remember the ASR10? It was a red one too, with the almost the same kind of pads that the Beat thing has, but I believe they were the opposite. Beat thing has a square with the diamond that points down. They might have both actually pointing down, but I believe on the ASR10 they all pointed up, if I'm recalling correctly. But they had some kind of weird pad. It wasn't a square, I recall, if I'm recalling correctly. And so these gear, by the time I actually came to buying the gear, which is now 2005, I want to say, ASR10 was no longer around. It was gone. But this Korg electronic sampler, that was what I saw at the time as being like that piece. So I got that. So it gravitated towards me over the MPC. Back when I was working with some buddies and, you know, some friends of mine, we were doing music, and they had the MPC, and I remember I worked on it, I sequenced on it, but they always had to tell me what to do, because it was like, all right, you gotta do this, copy paste, whatever. My thing was I just hated chopping samples because I didn't understand it. But I know that if you put samples on that pad, I'm gonna make something dope. But with that being said, it's good for me because at that time I was coming into the game following some people that were rapping and making beats, and so I kind of like was a fan of them coming into it. Even though we all the same age, in some cases I'm older, I felt like I was the puppy. I was like looking at them like, oh, you know, y'all doing like, oh man, what? This is all cool. I'm seeing all this stuff. Like, oh man, you can make a beat. Like what? Like okay. So then I started, you know, going down that line. But prior to that, I was like I don't know what you want to call it, like a little brat or something. Not even say brat, but just spoiled in a sense. Like nobody finna be chopping samples for you, and nobody finna be doing that. But I was at that point where all I knew is if you did, don't leave it sitting there, because I'm gonna make something better than what you made with it with them same chops. That much I know for certain. So people that I was around, they ain't with that. They hate, you know, hey. Because one, it took a lot of time to chop samples. You know, now it's easy to chop because you got computers, you can see everything, transit, auto chop, all of this stuff. But back then, everything was manual. There wasn't much automation going on, not to my knowledge. And when I saw the time that took to chop the samples, I was like, yeah. So my thing was, I'm lazy, I guess. I want to cut the corners. Hey, I got this song I did. Can you chop it up for me, man? If you chop it up for me and put them on these pads, I'm good from there. But the people I hang around, like I said, they ain't with that. Like, you gonna have to, pull up your own. And so then, all right, so now I'm just rambling. I'm letting it flow. So try and stay with me. So at this point, I'm with that group. And so, you know, they kind of helping. They understand that I can't write. My pen at this time was terrible, but I have an amazing voice. So at the beginning stages of as being an artist, I was just used for the unders. I would come in, say a line, just use unders, make a little sound effects, whatever. And that was pretty much it for me. Then I got around some other people who were freestyling. Now I could never freestyle, but I always love to hear myself rap. But I never really could rap, formulate lines. So I would say a bar and everybody would stop and look. Every time they would just stop. I'm like, okay, all right, well, but I wouldn't have nothing to say. I was like, we thought you was finna do something. Okay, so there's that. So now I'm around somebody who's just we freestyling. And he's just looking at me like, and this is somebody that I'm now rapping around. This is years later. I'm out in the DMV and I'm with a cat who's basically he's like. I call him Jay-Z and Beyonce. He like Jay-Z and his wife is like Beyonce. They both are talented. They're dope. Darren Andre, he's self-made. He is dope with like editing. That's what he does like for his living. He like marketing and whatnot. But the dude like when it comes to making these making music, like he goes the route of what's the boy from Chicago? Chance. He goes the Chance route. He goes on YouTube, finds beats. Man, if you an artist, ain't no excuse. You don't even need no producer. It's free beats on YouTube. By the millions, by the thousands. Say by the thousands. By the thousands, there are beats. All you gotta do is put in what type of beats you want, and you can make a whole album like Chance the Rapper did. Chance, from what I understand, he got a bunch of free internet beats and then came out. And this dude is, so if you just believe in yourself and work hard, you're gonna succeed. Will you become Jay-Z? Maybe not, but you will become something. So I'm around him, and like I said, when it's time to freestyle, he's just looking at me. So at this point, I wanted to hear myself. He doesn't know nothing about the fact that I can't write. I'm at the point now where I ain't trying to explain like, hey man, can you like write something for like, I'm not trying to, for lack of better words, pussy out in that way. So it forced me to develop a hand. I remember the first rap. Now I had written raps before. My first rap was just 1,000 words and wasn't saying nothing. Wasn't on beat time or none of that. Didn't quite get it. But then I kept studying. I kept studying and kept studying. Kept trying to write. Kept trying to write. And then I got to a point where I started to I learned how to freestyle like Biggie and Jay-Z where they ain't got to write. I would sit there and go a line. Okay. Come up with another line. Bam. So I remember it. Boom. All right. Now I'm on my Jay-Z. But at the end of the day, my best rap I've ever written or whatever, when I tell you it takes me, I feel like draining. It is, I can do it. And I think I'm pretty good at it, but it's so hard for me to do. Oh my God. I'd rather make a beat. Like I like hearing myself, but oh my God, the writing is hard. But my point is, I got around a situation that forced it out of me. So now I'm here writing. Now I'm here doing things on beats because ain't nobody finna, yeah, I would love it, but that ain't reality. So now you gotta learn how to do all this yourself. You gotta learn how to chop. You gotta learn. I remember back when I first started, I couldn't. There was somebody in the group that would make drums. He would do the drums, and once you do the drums, give it to me. Sit back, relax. I got this from here. But my drum game wasn't good, so I had to develop a drum game. All right, now I can do drums. My drums are tight now. All right, so keys, still can't play the keys, but good enough. I can find the bass line. I can do that. All right, so with all that being said, I forgot how I even came down this wormhole, but it forced me to it forced something that was hidden inside of me. I had to, if you want to get here, no one's going to help you. Now, how you going to get there? All right, so this was my thing. So I say all I had to say again, I forgot how I even went down that wormhole, but going back to Teenage Engineering and OP1 and this time period I was in, coming into it, I didn't know what they were or who they were. So and now going forward, I bought the vocals and so on and so forth. Then they come out, they partnered with Cheap Monday. Who the hell is Cheap Monday? Does anybody know who Cheap Monday is? Do they have any other products besides the Pocket? Whatever. All right. All I know is there was a collaboration with Cheap Monday. Again, whoever they are. I don't know who you are. with Teenage Engineering and made the Pocket Operators. Now I want to stop right here and just say, ain't no excuse. If you have an excuse, you are simply making excuses. I feel just as strong about the Pocket Operators as I do the Vocas. You know how I love my Vocas. And I love the Pocket Operators just the same. It is affordable as okay? ASF is affordable. It's no excuse. As far as I'm concerned, you got to have at least one Pocket Operator. You got to have at least one Voca. And I don't care who you are, how professional you are, how much you know about music. I don't care how many programs you can write. I don't care how much music theory you got. Don't none of that mean nothing to me. The bottom line is there is no way I can't see you not having a Voca, at least one, a Pocket Operator. Like, how do you not, the cheapest Pocket Operator costs $50, 30 used. How do you not have one? I can't even understand that for the life of me. So, and for you to make, now if you just like, yeah, it ain't me, or I don't like it, okay. I can sip a cup of tea of that. All right, it ain't for you, cool. But honestly, though, you say it's not for you because you've got it, tried it, and then realized it wasn't for you. Sometimes you thinking it's not for you because you just writing it off. The price, the way it look, that ain't for me. How you know? have you played with it? So if that's you, then I don't buy that. I can't sip a tea of that. But for those that actually tried it and you know that it's not for you, okay, cool. But for everybody else, again, I don't care who you are. I don't care how professional you are. I don't care how many degrees or scholarship. Don't none of that mean nothing to me. The bottom line is you either making a head nod or you're not. So I really don't see, like, I can understand if you ain't got a Moog 1. All right. Now I can understand that. If you ain't got a subsequent or a sequential by day, okay, I get it. I bet them high-end people do, though. The professionals, quote-unquote. I'm sure they got something like that. But I'm saying, if you don't want to have that, cool. But for these Pocket Operators to be so cheap, it's like it's more of a no-brainer than the Vocas. Now, the boutiques, the price starting to go up now. That starts to get a little like I feel like you probably should have at least a boutique. But if you don't, maybe you're still trying to get there. Because it is a little more money being $300. But at $50, people, so here's my point about Teenage Engineering and why I want to talk about. They came out high. Not the highest thing that we've seen, but they just came out high, and then came the lowest of the low. Like, what's lower than the Pocket Operator in size and cost? Nothing. There's no line of gear that I know of that you can buy electronically, that has a lineup at that price range. I don't know, man. It's phenomenal. So, it's got me thinking about what they're doing now. Okay, so I got the OPZ. Y'all know that. Maybe y'all don't know that. For those that don't know that, I got the OPZ. In fact, I think the OPZ is better than the OP1. I'm just saying. I never played with the OP1, but the sequencer on here, I'm just glad I got this. I ain't even tripping that I don't have the OP1. Because the OPZ is tight. But, there's a but, I love this modular piece. Like, they really made this gear, like, super modular. And, so this OLAB has come out. Now, this is where I start to go, what's going on here? The OLAB is a module that basically plugs into, that makes these, because right now there is nothing, right? But you unscrew these screws right here, take this off, and then you can slide a module in there. And in fact, supposed to be hand tight, but they seem to be, my bad, people. It's supposed to be hand tight, but I feel like I need a screwdriver maybe to. Yeah, I don't know how y'all doing that by hand, but anyway, I was gonna try to take it off real quick so I can show you. But right now there's a like a dummy drive in this thing, and so you take this cover off and then you put this OLAB thing in there, which gives you CV and gate and MIDI, I think, in and out. No, I'm mistaken, it gives you MIDI and CV gate in and out. So now it's going to allow you to sequence external gear with this dope sequencer. Oh my god. The sequencer on here is absurd. Okay, so the reason why I want to talk about teenage engineering and this whole thing is now I feel like they came high, they came low. They got you in. Now I'm in the teenage engineering house. Now I'm in here, right? And I like it. Oh, this feels good. $150 for this module? $150 for the... I'm starting to go, wait a minute. $150 for this module. For an in and out port. This feels like I'm being hustled now. $150? It first off, it wasn't... You already know what it costs. So, I mean... Why couldn't you throw that in there? Now, so now it's $750? And it's got me thinking they're gonna come up with another module you can buy for $150 to put in there. Yo, I feel some kind of way about that. I don't like that. I don't like feeling like I've been taken. I don't like this fact of someone milking me. Like I'm in here and I like it, and so now you're gonna milk me? Like you gonna charge me $150? $150 for this module? There's no sounds on it. It's just giving me a connection capabilities, and you gonna charge me for that? Teenage engineering, John G say you're bogus. It is bogus for you to charge $150 for that module when you could have just, in my opinion, you should have just put it in there in the first damn place. Like, I'm just saying, $150. Y'all trying to make money now. What is it that makes it $150? Why is it $150? Because of the idea? I'm paying for your idea? Because it ain't in the product. It's plastic. I can't see the product being worth $150. So I got a real problem with that. Like, it's really irking me in some kind of way. Which led me to irk a different way. Which I'm going to go off on the tangent in a minute about that irk. So I'm looking at teenage engineering. I'm going, wow, they came in high, came in low. And now that I'm here, well, I tell you, it's not feeling cheap no more. It's not feeling like, you know, like, hey, this is the happy-go-lucky cheap company. No, this ain't feeling like that. That modular rig, which I want, but they're not giving it away. They want $400. They got all these parts. They charge for every part. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. You got to pay to play. These are the rules. It is, you know, so, okay, so we know that. However, I'm just expressing how I feel about it, and I feel some kind of way. Like I said, I feel like I'm being milked. While on one hand, okay, yeah, I get it. It's, you know, strike a genius a little bit. Like, all right. On the other hand, come on, man. But $150? Like, why couldn't it have been $99? What's the extra 50 for? Why couldn't it have been $75? What's the extra 75 for? Like, what is really the purpose of $150? And then y'all gonna offer? I just got the feeling there's gonna be another module. All right. So the other irk that I had, and really it was just kind of led me into a personal, I ain't gonna say meltdown, but a personal rant within myself. I was just getting pissed. Like I didn't realize how mad it made me. But I am pissed. They didn't include audio in. This is audio in. Oh my god. I can feel my frustrations growing.
Audio in. I don't think no other company in life ever, so long as there is air in your body, should you ever make a sample player that does not fucking sample. That makes absolutely zero sense to me, and it, quite frankly, it pisses me the fuck off. Why the fuck there's no audio in? Why does the Voca not have a audio in? Why does the circuit not have an audio in? Now, the circuit may be different. I ain't gonna hold y'all to the fire because this was never meant to be that. Y'all turned it into that. But we making gear now in Electron, y'all made a sample player that don't sample? On one hand, I want to take that device and throw it against the wall and smash it to all pieces. If I could do that and just make all of them go away and make whoever made this shit put a fucking audio in it. Like, what are you doing? That's the dumbest shit in this. It vexes me to the highest level when it comes to this gear shit. I can't stand that. I'm gonna jump through all these fucking loops to put sounds in. Well, all you gotta do is put the audio in. How much money is it to put an audio in cable? So I had to calm down. It's gotta be something that I'm not understanding. I'm only seeing it from a shallow point of view, and I'm vexed. There's gotta be, but I can't see it. You mean tell me the price was gonna be so much that we couldn't add audio in on the vocal sample? How much better would the vocal sample be if it could sample? I gotta go through all these fucking games and shit and load and do all these things on something else and then load it in? Like, that's dumb. Why? Oh my God, that... That probably pisses me off the most about gear. Why the 2016 and the Electron, y'all made a piece of gear with no audio in. Like, somebody need to be slapped. I'm talking about the kind where you come bap, bap, 10. Like, what is that? Why are you making it with no... I don't get it. I just don't get it, people. Alright. I don't want to keep repeating. I'm going to let that be that. Matter of fact, let's cut this back up so I can change the mood. Got me sweating and shit. Man, that shit get my temperature boiling, man. I'm serious. I can't stand that.
Alright, so the next thought I've had since playing with this OPZ. Now, the OPZ and Electron, the Digitag, or the Electron sequencer, alright. When I first got to them, it felt like, oh. Now that I'm here, oh man, this just, it feels like this is what everything should be. Like, this thing has... Like, Electron got the conditions, but this thing has probability. Kind of the same thing. Per step. Like, come on, man. Parameter locking and all of that. Like, this is... Why are we making sequencers that don't do this? I mean, Korg does have motion sequence, and I feel like they've been killing that for a while. I've said that several times, but motion sequence is, like, basic now. To me, the bar has been raised, and the way I'm seeing it, like, I'm telling you, for those of you who y'all don't know. You just don't know. You don't understand. But those of you that understand what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. Like, you get it. Once you get with an Electron sequencer or a OP1 sequencer, or OPZ, I'm sorry, the OPZ sequencer, once you experience that, it's hard to go back to this basic, like, you can't, what can you do, fam? You can't do nothing. You just the steps, that's all you can do. I can't do accent, that's it. That's all I can do is accent and steps. Oh man, do you know what I can do? Probability. I can take a 1-bar loop and make a 1-bar loop sound like a 10-bar loop. Once you go there, it's hard to go back to, oh, now I really gotta program. Probability programming is so much doper than having to go through and like plan it out. I gotta plan the drop. I gotta I gotta really think, put my thinking cap on. Now I really gotta think. Oh my God, I want to take this out here on bar 3, and then on bar 4, I'm gonna add in this, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do, boy. I'm telling you, this Electron, this OPZ sequencer. Now the modular rig, the modular people, I don't know enough about that world. I'm sure there are dope sequencers there. So if y'all like, wait a minute, I just don't know. So don't hold me to the fire. I just don't know. I'm strictly talking about gear per se. Now the modular world again, I'm sure there are some dope sequencers out there that does some ill stuff that's been the case. I just don't know it because I ain't there yet. So as far as I know with gear though, it's making me look at everything else, and I'm just looking at it like, like this is, you know. So thank you, Arturia, for adding some of those functionalities to the drum brute. There are some probability features there, slightly, but it's a drum machine, so how, you know. But again, this OPZ, the OPZ feels like it's better than, I mean, dare I say, it's better than the Digitag, a sequencer. I don't want to be bold enough to say that. I'm saying it, but I'm saying it, you know, hopefully you ain't quite heard that. But I think the OTZ sequencer is a little better than the Electron. But I don't want to stand on it just yet because, you know, like I ain't. But that's how I'm feeling. Like if the Electron was just by itself, like, yeah, but OPZ, what? I feel like it done. If it's not better in your eyes or in your opinion, like Electron here, OPZ here, the OPZ is definitely on level. 2016 people, Korg, Roland, y'all can't go back to this basic sequencer. We've seen the light. The light has been shown. You now have to incorporate these things in your production. I'm sorry. Behringer, y'all want to clone everything? Well, damn it, you gonna have to clone a dope ass sequencer. Cause ain't nobody trying to just go through no basic steps no more. I'm telling you, man, once you go here, going back, you're gonna feel like, you can't look, you can't, I can't parameter lock, I can't, Matter of fact, I'm going to take that back. The OPZ, I am standing on it. I'm tripping. The OPZ sequencer is better than the Digitag. Now, I don't know about all Electron. I don't know about the Electron sampler. I don't have that, never played with it. So I can't say about them. But yes, I'm standing on it. The OPZ, I just thought about it. The OPZ sequencer is hands down better than the Digitag. Unquestioned. You don't even try to argue it. Please don't, because you're going to look silly. Don't argue it. It can't. It's not. Stop it. Now, with the MIDI, again, I don't know about that just yet. So, I still feel like, yes, I still feel like with MIDI, the OPZ sequencer is better. But because of the Digitag's platform, we're having the 8 tracks and so on and so forth. So, Digitag might edge it with MIDI. So, I'm going to reserve that. But as far as the onboard sequencer and sounds and so forth, not sounds, but sequencer, for sure. The sequencer on the OPZ is better than, not equal to, not as good as, it's better than the than the Digitag. John G, I said it and I'm standing on it. Yeah, so I think that's about it. I'm done talking. I don't want to keep ranting and raving. I'm done ranting and raving. Check this out. Everybody know what that sound is. As we end the class off, I'm gonna just play something that I made on OPZ. do that? Hell no. Just a little something I was fooling around, but yeah, that's that tape effect. The performance. Oh man, look, that's another story of the time. Yes, John G TV. I'm sorry, I got a little vexed. I'm sorry for the vexing, but it had to come out. It was in my heart, it was on my mind, and it came out. Another fire class. John G TV. As we proceed for John G to give you what you need, that Gear Chat University, baby. Alright, that's my time. John G, peace in a mouth. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't know what I'm gonna do about every week I tune in the Gear Chat. You and you. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. Every week I tune in the Gear Chat. You.
I ain't playing with you. John G TV. Oh yeah. One more thing I forgot to mention. You got that new piece of gear you've been working hard for. You've been putting your twos and fews together and you finally got it. Congratulations to you on whatever that is. I hope it is everything you want it to be. And for everybody else, continue saving your coins. Continue lusting over your gear. Save them. Buy it. Play with it. All that good stuff. To another great week of music making. Here's to you, John G TV, and I'm out.
Yeah, you see, John G.